How's it going, guys? In today's video, I'll be showcasing the highlights and profit from 50 solo Rev Cave PKs on my Zerker after the caves were changed to single combat. Hope you enjoy, and stick around to the end of the video to see the final profits from all 50 kills. Okay, this was the very first person I ran into. I was expecting to find mostly PVMers, and I did find a lot of them. But I also found way more PKers than I was expecting, including this guy right away. Mooseman 2112. I think he was a bit of a noob, honestly. He had the Mind Shield, a Clue Scroll Prayer Cloak, and most importantly, he's running north instead of south, and I'm on Ancient, so he's not TB'd. But it is what it is. There we go, got the Barrow's gloves on. You'll notice that happens a lot in this video. And he's dead. 51 D-Bolt. I had some crazy range RNG that fight. After that, I ended up hopping around a bit without much luck. I found some higher levels, but I eventually went over here to this western cave. It has some lower leveled Rev Cave monsters, and I think that led to a lot of lower level PKers logging in over here. Also, the PVMers were much easier to kill because the people with Piety and Rigor tended to go for the Dragons and other higher level Revs in a different spot. Yeah, I don't think he was too happy about my defense there. It's just like in PvP worlds, Zerkers just shred peers in these situations. Now he starts to run. I've got to kill him before he gets to level 30 Wilderness where he can telly. Right here, he starts trying to freeze me and log under me, which was a good idea. I don't have Myth Seeds, and if he had actually caught that freeze, he would have escaped. But he splashed and I got the freeze, and he is dead. Next up, I caught this guy with a Rune Crossbow and Black D'hide. You always want to kill PVMers in these new Rev Caves, even when they look like they don't risk a lot, like this guy. Because in order to enter the new Rev Caves, you have to pay 150k cash. And then on death, you lose 100k, so everyone in here has a minimum risk of 100k cash. After a couple minutes of fighting this guy, he had some team members log in, but they weren't able to attack me, and that is the beauty of these Rev Caves now. It works just like PvP worlds, where the only way someone is able to PJ you off is if you stop attacking your opponent. So for example, right now while I'm chasing him trying to freeze him, none of his team members can attack me. All they can do is follow him and give support if I mess up somehow. Caught the freeze at the last second possible. He was right at the 30 line, or near it. And he accidentally took off prayer. You'll see here, I don't loot everything because I don't want to get TB'd by his team. And it was exactly perfect timing. I tellied right as the TB flew in. Didn't even try to do that, it just worked out perfectly. Next person I found was another PVMer, and he took some heavy damage right at the start. Almost dead to just a crossbow bolt and a barrage. But he tanks the claw spec. I might have been able to kill him with another claw spec, but in the moment I thought he was going to pray melee. Still a pretty fast kill. And there's some random mage logged in. I was worried about getting TB'd, but he ended up just logging out. This next guy's a level 78 pure with absolutely no fear. Just look at that, he barrages me right away, zero hesitation. Eventually I worked his food down. I do have much better stats than him. I bet he was just testing to see if I was a noob and he could get an easy kill. He's on the run, still fighting back, which is a good idea because I'm losing DPS every time I have to brew down. And let's not talk about that. At this point, he's about 4 squares away from the level 30 line. Completely out, but before he runs, he decides to claw spec me, and that may have just got him killed. There he goes. Dragon crossbow loot because he was risking the declaws. Very nice kill. Respect to him for fighting me at such a low combat. This next clip is so weird for so many reasons. I was doing some more world hopping, and on one of the worlds, I immediately got attacked on login by this guy with a crossbow. He looks like a displaced Venezuelan. Now watch his prayers. I know he's not praying melee right now, but I swear he has an auto switcher. I think it's just calculating my bonuses being range, because I had the black d'hide on. But look at these prayer switches. It's just broken on melee for whatever reason, at least with the skim. Go for the second claw spec, and he's smited and dies to my recoil. I could not believe that in the moment. I wish I had some live commentary for it. This guy randomly popped up, asked if I got the bow. I wonder if he was ragging that guy too before I logged in. Next person I found is another PVMer, no crossbow this time sadly, but she has a blowpipe, which means there is potential for some good Rev Cave loot. She's smited from that first claw spec, and dead. This next guy tried to juke me by running north when I logged in on the south side of the cave. But I ended up catching the freeze and introduced him to my declaws. That's a really big stack of ether, as you'll see in a moment. A lot of people bring way too much ether, not realizing they lose all of what's in their bracelet on death. Here I go for the double claw without any luck. You never know if they're going to get that second prayer up. Caught the freeze again at a very close location to the telly spot. He's probably 1 or 2 squares off 30 wilderness. And at this point he pulled out a DDS. Even though he was frozen, it still spooked me a little. I decided to go for the eat, and luckily I was able to hit. I didn't lose enough DPS for him to escape.
Level 91. I can attack an 89. I don't know. Guessing he's max. Let me see his HP. 95. That's not bad. On a 102, you got the D-skimmy out. K4 is trying to fight back with his prayer switches. Looking good. Range prayer is going to sneak its way in there for an 18. Half HP on the Ranger. Gonna go for the freeze. Mage prayer. And he is now unfrozen. Clock coming in at the kill chance with the 93 strength popping it. Does he get the refreeze? He does for the 99 mage. 55 prayer. I think he's a mag Zerker at that combat. Well, he doesn't have 99 HP or 99 strength. A little weird. Goes for another freeze. Scimitar's coming out 0. Looking like this kill is definitely over. Got about 10 seconds on the freeze. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Should be moving out. Going right on down south. It's over. See you, buddy. You tried.
After being humiliated on international television, I decided I had to get my revenge on the PVMers, and this was the next guy I found. Med combat guy with the crossbow. Normally I don't attack meds because they usually escape, but I guess this guy had low food and he wasn't able to tank the claws. And when you kill someone with the crossbow, you get some guaranteed ether, so that was a nice 679k loot. Okay, last kill before the final price check. I was doing a bit more hopping and I found this level 70 pure ranger with a crossbow. The jackpot. He's low combat, I get the entry fee if I kill him, plus the ether from the bow. Dead to the crossbow bolt. Okay guys, that was the last kill of the session I did. Now let's check out the final profits. 50 kills in, we got 22.5 mil in item drops, and 5 mil in cash, which mostly came from people's entrance fees. Overall, for me, the average value for a kill was around 500k, but if I hadn't got that crossbow, which was pretty lucky, it would be more like 200k. Which isn't bad still, considering how fast you can find people in these caves, and how easy it is to tank teams there. Thanks for watching guys. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.